The title of today's video is Life, Immortality, and the Mystery of I Am. And this is dedicated to the memory of Lubov Kyalova, known to my family as Baba. In today's episode, I want to talk about life and immortality. This was inspired by my mother-in-law passing last night. A couple of months ago, a dear friend lost his puppy. He was devastated and asked me for comforting words. At the time, I didn't know what to say. I wasn't sure. Dogs had souls. My idea of a soul had always been self-awareness. But the question has stayed with me. When I look at the book of Genesis with fresh eyes, it reads like a map of human evolution and psychology. Adam and Eve were made in the image and likeness of God. But the trouble began when they ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God warned them, if you eat this fruit, you will die. If you listen closely, this is the moment self-consciousness was born. They became aware of good and evil, and the byproduct of self-awareness was shame. The sense of being naked and separate from creation. In Kabbalah, in the beginning, God creates the heaven and the earth. It's more than a story of objects being made. It's the creation of time. The beginning and space, heaven and earth. The illusion of a me here and everything else out there. And a me now and a past. Separation is a trick of perception. Gary Weber, a scientist who practiced decades of yoga and meditation, describes how our brains evolved two neural pathways, one for the experience of time, one for the experience of space. He estimates this happened about 60 to 70,000 years ago. The human sense I became a sophisticated survival mechanism. We moved from instinct to memory and association. We learned to identify with sounds, which sounds meant danger, which plants meant poison. We became cautious of the environment and then cautious of ourselves. But the ego, the word for I in Latin, is not evil. It's a portal of awareness. The real question is, from where are you saying I? From the false sense of self, or from pure awareness itself, which is God? Look closely. By eating, drinking, breathing, you're absorbing atoms and molecules. Your body's replacing millions of cells every second. In 1 year, 98% of your body's matter is new. Over 5 to 7 years, nearly all of it is replenished. How could you be the body? And the mind, it's made of thoughts, beliefs, emotions, all of which change. If both body and mind can be observed, who is the observer? Whatever answer appears is also a thought. The witness is prior to the thought. In the book of Exodus, when Moses asked God for his name, the answer is I am, that I am. In Hebrew, Ehya, Esha, Ehya. Later, the Tetragrammaton, Yod He Vav He, appears as the mystery we translate as Lord, all capitalized in the Old Testament, in the English translation. You see, the genius of Hebrew is that it speaks only in present reality. God's name is not a concept. It is the process of creation itself. In India, Advaita, which means not two, pure undivided awareness. I am is the verbalization, that awareness. I am Michael, I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm Bill, I'm sad. I'm fill in the blank is the dream of creation built on the foundation of being itself. And so Ehya is I am in imperfect tense. And however Yod He Vav He is pronounced, many scholars believe it's Yahweh, is perfect tense. I am in the perfect tense. But now if you take an atom, if you blew it up to the dome of St. Peter's Square, its nucleus would be the size of a grain of salt. The rest is empty space, 99.999999998% emptiness. Electrons aren't little marbles. that packets of energy appearing in many places at once. There is no real solidity in matter. What seems solid is a dance of charges, vibrations, and fields. Energy becomes matter by vibrating slower. Matter becomes energy by vibrating faster. And the root of energy is consciousness. And the root of consciousness is pure awareness. But awareness itself can't see itself directly, only when it's in a reflection. Nisargadatta, who I call my guru, said, "Go to the sense of I am." And Ramana Maharshi, one of the most enlightened mystics of the 20th century, says, ask, who am I? And the mind will dissolve into the heart, the first organ to form in the womb, the seed of our original consciousness. This is possibly what Jesus meant when he said, "Go into your secret closet and pray to the Father in secret." There were no closets then. People barely had houses. He might have meant go inward. Contemplation, meditation. If you clear the emotional wounds of childhood and dissolve the false programs and unify the heart and mind, you too become like the Virgin, giving birth to the Christ within. All religions point to this one truth. God has hidden himself inside creation to rediscover himself. Buddhists call it emptiness, realizing emptiness. Christians call it Christ, loving Christ. Hindus call it the self, realizing the self. And so, in the words of the Indian epic, when Ram, who's God incarnate, asked his servant Hanuman, "Who are you?" Hanuman replied, "When I forget who I am, I serve you. When I remember, I am you." And that is the mystery of life and immortality. That is the truth behind I am. I love you, Baba, and we'll miss you.